Hello and welcome to the AHP Profits weekly webinar. My name is Charles Scoville. I'm the owner of AHP Profits, and this is March 6, 2014. And what's pretty exciting about that date is it's just 2 days away. That's right, just 2 days away from our 11-month mark. So we're coming up pretty close to being online for a full year, which to me illustrates that AHP Profits is stable, reliable. We're not going anywhere, and there's a lot more reviews out there about how effective our advertising services are, and a lot more people talking about how great they are and how they're building up their businesses. So that to me is pretty exciting. There's been a number of people recently who have been asking me questions, why should I get involved with AHP Profits instead of anything else? And what I try to do is try to replace that word instead and have it be along with everything else. Because if you're serious about internet marketing, and if you're serious about getting your brand out there and your name out there and getting some recognition, and not only that, but start to grow your business, your income online, then what you're going to want to do is be out there in front of a lot of people using a lot of different resources. There's some real smart people out in this industry, and among those smart people are the PTC, or the pay-to-click people. I think that what I've seen more and more within the pay-to-click industry is a website like this. And what these people are doing is recommending a whole lot of different pay-to-click websites. So if you're involved with advertising online, definitely use a lot of different resources. And if you're involved with earning from like a traffic exchange or revenue share pay-to-click website, then be smart and utilize as many different resources as you possibly can. So in looking at AHP Profits, the question really is, do you have a website and you want more visitors? The answer for anyone that has a website, I believe, is absolutely I want more visitors. How can I get more website visitors? And that's the great thing about AHP Profits, is we offer just that. There's a number of people that say, well, I don't see any real reason to get started with AHP Profits, and I don't really see any reason to tell anybody else about AHP Profits, especially if they've been involved with AHP Profits and maybe they haven't referred anybody yet and they're seeing that their earnings are kind of low. I don't know where they get these expectations, because if you get involved with a pay-to-click website, for example, the most popular pay-to-click website, NeoBucks, ClickSense, any of these, ProBucks, if you don't have any referrals, you're going to make less than 5 cents a day. I think we can all accept that fact, that if you're going to get involved with something and not refer, then you're not really going to really earn a whole lot. So with AHP Profits being a legitimate, real company with real revenues that we're sharing, we do also want you to recognize that if you're wanting to earn a lot, it's possible. It's a lot easier to make money with less referrals than with some of these other websites. I know that for me, on NeoBucks right now, I have 49 referrals, and I am making less than 2 cents a day, probably about 2 to 3 cents, depending on how much my referrals click, and that can kind of vary between 120 ads to 130, 140. But with that total number of ads, that does translate to being about a penny as a combined total. So if you had 48 referrals in AHP Profits and they all purchased at least a minimum $10 advertising package to get started with the revenue sharing, that would have been $1 commission each referral. And as they purchase other advertising services, that's 10%, anything additional that they buy. And as they get referrals to their other pay-to-click websites, traffic exchanges, their income opportunities, they're growing their list, they're saying, wow, you know, I'm going to continue to buy these services. You're going to watch your earnings continue to grow and grow and grow and multiply the more referrals that you have. So those are some really great things about AHP Profits that you can bear in mind. Now, there's still a number of people that say, I don't really think anybody wants to join a site just to get website traffic. Well, here's a website, Business World List. You can see the total number of visitors or readers to emails is 106,000. So they stand out and they say, you know what, you can have an easy and cost-effective way to spread the word about your business and make more sales. They have more people join this website every single day. So why would people want to do that? Well, it's, of course, to spread the word about their business and make more sales. When looking at ad hit profits, that's exactly what we offer as well. With Hit Safari, why would anyone want to get signed up with this site? Well, it says discover how instantly increase your website traffic. That's the same thing that Ad Hit Profits is going to do for you, or anyone else that you refer to Ad Hit Profits, is instantly increase their website traffic as they start purchasing our advertising services. And they really do flow really quickly, especially right now, the done-for-you traffic campaigns. People are shocked. Their jaws are dropping at how fast they're receiving visitors to their websites. Here's another website that you might have seen out there is Got Safe List. Another thing here that it says is they're giving you readers, targeted traffic to help you increase your profits and sales online. I mean, why are people referring anyone to Got Safe List, Hit Safari, Business World List? It's all the same reason why people can refer to Ad Hit Profits, is to get targeted traffic, guaranteed visitors, and start to increase profits and sales online. If you haven't yet become a member of Got Safe List, let me just show you here really quickly what we're stacked up against in this industry. Because there's sometimes people look at our prices and say, Charles, what you're offering is fantastic, but you should lower your pricing just a little bit. And I've looked through a lot of different sites and resources that people can compare, and I invite you to do this and compare your results with what you get on Ad Hit Profits for these same type of prices. What you're seeing here is that 5,000 guaranteed visitors is $49. Okay, now what is the price on Ad Hit Profits? If you wanted to get 5,000 visitors, it's actually $36. So that's $13 in savings that you would get going to Ad Hit Profits over Got Safe List. Now again, like I said at the very beginning, you're going to want to use as many resources as you can, so I'm not knocking this resource, but what I'm trying to do is validate that Ad Hit Profits has some really great benefits of getting involved with getting you a lot of guaranteed traffic, but also that there is a cost savings there as well. And a lot of people have been noticing that the value and the quality is very comparable, if not better, to advertise on Ad Hit Profits. And so this is something that I just point out to help you recognize that there is great value and great benefit in sharing Ad Hit Profits to other people in this industry, because a lot of people in this industry are utilizing a lot of advertising resources and may be spending more than what they could on Ad Hit Profits, or they're trying to expand and reach a larger audience, and they can do that using Ad Hit Profits advertising services as well. Now, sometimes people say, but does advertising on Ad Hit Profits really work? How do I know? I've been tracking my results, and maybe I'm not getting any signups directly from the campaign. And what I want to remind you is what advertising really is. And I think that sometimes a lot of us within this industry, when we first start out, we really have no advertising experience. We did not go through any kind of advertising college courses or anything like that to get a degree in marketing. We might have a business degree, we might have a computer degree, but we don't have, a lot of us in this industry, a lot of experience with advertising. We have seen advertisements, and from a consumer point of view, we remember the advertisements that we've seen, and we might even think about the different websites that we show up on and instantly sign up. But statistically, people do not jump right out of their couch the very first commercial that they see on TV. Usually the commercials flip through, and they complete, and then you go and finish your programming. Generally, people think about their purchases and sometimes need to get wife or spouse approval to be able to make a purchase, or maybe they might want to discuss it with their family and friends before they take any kind of action. They want to kind of bounce some things around, and maybe they have to save up. Maybe they have to check their budget and say, wow, this is something that I really want. This is a business opportunity I want to get involved with, but I want to make sure that I get my ducks all in a line, in a row, so that I can proceed in the most methodical kind of way. They don't want to just jump in and say, oh shoot, I wasn't ready for this, and jump back out. So there's a lot of thought process that goes into this industry. Plus, a lot of us who have been in this industry for a while have already seen a lot of the different things that are being displayed out there. And so we have to kind of gauge whether something that we're looking at is what we really want. And that does take time. It takes exposure, and it takes some research, because when people really are going to be getting involved in something, they really want to feel like they know who they're getting involved with. So that's one of the things that I've been recommending on some of these previous webinars, is that if you're advertising on AdHit Profits or anywhere, that you brand yourself. And I'm going to show you a branding example here later in just a couple of minutes. And what branding does is helps people get to know you. And when they've been going through their different thought processes and planning and preparation for getting involved in the income opportunity that you're promoting, they've already kind of got you in mind as the team leader that they want to follow, or maybe getting involved with you because you've shown the type of person that you are, and they want to get involved with you. So it's important, it's very, very important to recognize what advertising really does, and also recognize the thought process that goes involved when viewing an advertisement, especially since it does take about 7 to 14 times on average for people to see something before they actually look at it. And I think that as someone who watches commercials, probably the same way. You probably don't just pull out your wallet the very first time that you see something. You might say, you know what, this looks interesting. And maybe on down the road you think, hey, this is something that I might actually look into. I think I could really use this to build my business. I might be able to really benefit from this in some way, with building my house or building up my family or building up my dreams that I have already. I can see how maybe this can really help work towards accomplishing the big picture that I have. And that's what you want to do as an advertiser, help people see that vision, help them recognize what you have is really going to help benefit them in some way. Sometimes people advertise and they just feel like nothing is happening, nothing is working, I don't feel like I'm getting any results. And these are the type of advertisers that I have felt myself, especially first getting involved in this industry. I had purchased one of these 1,000 visitor campaigns on Got Safe List or a number of different other traffic exchanges, and spend all day long earning credits to be able to get enough visitors to my website that makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something. But I step back and say, wow, I am not actually getting any results. Something is wrong here. What I really had to figure out is the whole branding thing, like what I've been saying before, and have to figure out that people have got to be able to search for me, what it is that I am providing and the services that I am offering, whatever it is. Because when it comes down to whether advertising services are working for you, the truth is whether you are getting real visitors, real eyeballs on your web page, and being able to leave them a lasting impression of what it is that you're offering, so that later on when they say, you know what, this is something that I really could benefit from. I could really use that to better my life and accomplish my goals faster, easier, and with less pain. I want that. They're going to Google you, and I'm going to show you an example here. Is with AdHit Profits. AdHits is tracking us as within the last 24 hours, there's been over 160,000 unique visitors to our website. And what has been going on with AdHit Profits is that kind of consistent high volume traffic ever since we launched. What's that doing with Google searches? What you're seeing is from launch is that it starts out here at the very bottom, not a whole lot, but as time goes on, we are growing in the amount of Google searches that we have. And what's important to bear in mind is that what people are searching for is AdHit Profits as the brand. These people are not searching for how to get visitors to my website. These are people who are searching specifically for AdHit profits. And the important thing about that is if you're promoting your company replicated website, your advertising is probably working quite well. It's getting the brand out there, it's getting their name out there, and so later on, people are going to Google and searching the name of the company that you're promoting. And the likelihood that they're going to Google and finding your referral link is very rare. So that's the important thing to really remember here, and fully recognize that if you're advertising something, that you're going to want to advertise your personal brand, your personal website. And here's an example that I wanted to show you. And after I'm done showing you this example, I'm going to be opening up for questions. So have your questions ready. You might even start entering them in the question box there. But here's a team that I've known online ever since I even got online back in 2008, and I believe they were probably online even before that, and I don't even know how long before I came online that they have been online, because they've been on ever since I've ever known. But Team Atlantis is one of the teams that I've become a little bit more familiar with, not because I've ever joined them, but because I see them in more and more places. Even just recently today, I was posting some things on a particular website called IBO Toolbox, and I saw some banners on there. I've seen banners on various different traffic exchanges and safe lists, as well as I've seen Team Atlantis also promoting on AdHit profits. So the neat thing about this is that they have a brand so that when people are searching for Team Atlantis, they will go to Google and search for it if all else fails. And so what I'm showing you here is, even though their Alexa ranking isn't phenomenally high or anything, I mean, yes, ranking in the United States, 74,000, that's pretty remarkable. I think we can all agree with that. That's a fantastic Alexa ranking, but it's not something that's globally boom out of the water. And you can also look at the graph here that it's not fantastic when it comes to Google searches, except for it is at 6.2% of their visits come from Google. It's been up 29%, so that I am definitely seeing them in more and more places. And what I've noticed is that the Google searches, they are for Team Atlantis, Traffic Wave Team, or Team Atlantis DD Wargo. And I've been looking at that and saying, wow, you know, but for the most part, their traffic is coming from Google searches for Team Atlantis. So that's a lot of their, about 50% of their Google traffic is coming from that specific search term. And 27.7 of their website's total traffic is coming from Google. And the reason why I want to illustrate this for you is, if you really want to get a lot of benefit out of your advertising campaigns, please, please, please get yourself your own domain. Make sure that when people are viewing your website that they can see the name of your website. I know that what a lot of people have done is they have started to brand themselves a little bit with the name of their domain, but their web page content doesn't have the name of their website anywhere. And a lot of times with the advertising frames or advertising website, their website will appear in a frame, so the person that's actually on the website won't ever see the name of the website, won't see the URL, won't see the web address. They'll just see the page content, and later on they'll leave, but they might be left with a lasting impression saying, this was offering me X amount of dollars for this kind of amount of work, or whatever it is that your landing page is going to say. And they might be really interested in it, but if they can't find that through a Google search, or they can't find you through a Google search, then you've kind of lost that additional boost in your campaigns. So please, please, please place a logo, some kind of eye-capturing name of your business, name of your website, so that people can see it. Because that's what people see when they come to AdHit Profits. They see a brand, they see an offer, and later on they might say, you know what, I didn't act on it right away because I was on a website just clicking through to the next thing, but I keep seeing AdHit Profits everywhere I'm going, and I want to know more about it. So they go to Google and they search for AdHit Profits. So I really hope that the information that I've been sharing with you helps you recognize how AdHit Profits can benefit you, and why you'll want to share this with others is because this is really going to help benefit them, and it's going to give you greater income, greater referral commissions. And since we are in an industry of internet marketing, telling more marketers about the advertising services on AdHit Profits will definitely help them, and also help you be recognized by them as being someone who's in the know. I think AdHit Profits, more and more leaders are going to start to notice the incredible services that we have offered on AdHit Profits. And the more that that happens, the more and more through time, and I don't know how long that's going to take, maybe years. You know, I know that with a number of websites, like even Easy Hits for You, it took about 7 years for the industry to really recognize what they were offering before they became well known and rose up in popularity, and now are ranked as one of the top traffic exchanges in the world. So it can take time, it can take a number of years. But one of the things that, like I was saying at the beginning, that I'm really excited about is that we're almost to our first year mark, which just shows once again that we're stable, reliable, we're not going anywhere, and you can count on us to deliver for you incredible advertising services and great exposure to your business and business opportunities. So what I want to do now is open up to answer any questions that might be here tonight, and then we'll close the call and we'll invite you to come back next week. All right, then the first question is what does it cost to join AdHit Profits? Well, there's a number of different ways to get started with AdHit Profits. Going to the How It Works page, if you want to get started with AdHit Profits as a revenue sharing option for you and a traffic exchange, and you need visitors to your website as well, you can get started for $45 or $10 by either getting a directory listing or a text ad pack. But there's various other services that you can use. For example, if you just want to start using the traffic exchange aspect without the revenue sharing, you can purchase some visitors through the traffic exchange for as low as $5.95. So depending on what your processor is that you're using, there might be a little bit of an extra fee on top of that. There's also guaranteed visitors, where it's talking about here the treasure chest, and there's also done for you traffic that also have campaigns starting out as $5. So if you want to get started with AdHit Profits, you can get started as low as $5 to advertise, and that can give you 500 visitors to your website. Now, one of the great benefits of using the internal advertising services on AdHit Profits is that all of the members on AdHit Profits who would view your ad from inside of the members area, so either the traffic exchange or the treasure chest, they are proven buyers. They have purchased services on AdHit Profits, and that way your targeted traffic is of proven buyers, and that historically has become more responsive. The next question from Paul says, highly informative. Thank you, Paul, for that. The next question says, Charles, from your experience, where are the best places to advertise AdHit Profits? From my personal experience, because I do advertise the AdHit Profits in so very many different places, I would generally say pay-to-click websites, traffic exchanges, and safe lists. Also going on to various different places, like even connecting with people in Facebook, and just leave a message in a Facebook group and say, need a lot of website visitors, contact me or add me as a friend, and I can tell you some more details about how to do that. That way you can kind of attract these leads to you who are already looking for what it is that you have to offer. Those are just some strategies, some ideas, but generally just traffic exchanges, and the more that you use your own branded page to promote your own self, that way you can stand out as a leader, and when people are joining whatever it is that you're getting involved with, I've found as a leader through my own experience that my downline generally ask me, the most frequently asked question is, where can I go to advertise, just like what you're asking me now. And so that can be turned around and say, you know what, you can use AdHit Profits. In fact, to save everyone time, that's what the whole done for you traffic option is all about, is helping people not have to worry about finding a lot of other places outside of AdHit Profits to advertise. I can do that for you, and then you just pay for that traffic to come through those outside sources without you having to run around a lot of different places. And so that's an option for you. But let me pull up real quickly. Let me see if I've got it in my storage. I think I just reset some things here. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Oh, here it is. Maybe it is. Yes, it is. Okay. What we've got here is TE Hoopla. And what you can do is just use this list. Like here's the top traffic exchanges: Hit to Hit, Traffic G, Hit Safari, TZAC. And that's one of the things that if you go to adhitprofits.com, you'll notice that I am comparing our services with their traffic ranks. So that's tehoopla.com, and it's going to give you a list of the top traffic exchanges, the first 21, and these are independently tested every single week, and they've been doing that since, I want to say, 2001, so quite a long time. So that's one option for you. Another website that's made by the same person is List Hoopla. And List Hoopla gives you a list of the top safe lists. So Traffic Zip, state-of-the-art mailer, the lead magnet, and I use all of these, especially AdCheaver, the lead magnet, Weeble, ListJoe. I use pretty much all of these every single week, as many as I can. Got Safe List is also one of the top safe lists in the industry as well. So there's lots of different advertising resources available. Of course, the more that you use, the better results that you'll have in your campaigns. The next question is, how do you get USA referred people to your website? Well, with AdHit Profits, it's just a blanket straight everybody. There's a number of website services out there that you can purchase country targeted visitors, but in my experience, it's been kind of one of those things that I have learned. When I first started online, I wanted to focus just within the United States personally, but what I had found is that the rest of the world is also just as interested to work from home as people are in the United States. So I have completely dashed targeting countries, and if there is a targeting option for upgraded members only, then I use that. But for just the general rule, I hardly even use that anymore either, because the more website visitors I have targeted for this industry worldwide, either free or paid members, I've increased my results. I mean, I've just seen that personally, and over the years I've seen a number of things that I have been taught by leaders in the past to be wrong by my personal experience. So I've heard a number of leaders say, you're going to want to target to Australia and United States and Canada and England. But the truth is, I've seen a lot of heavy hitters coming out of India and Pakistan and various other countries. So don't focus too much on just United States. Worldwide, if you're involved in an opportunity that only gives you United States as an option because you're inside the United States and your income opportunity is only available in the United States, then with AdHit Profits there is the pay-per-click banner advertising, and you can select your banners to be displayed only within the United States. The next question is, how much for upgraded members, and then where find United States people only? So with the pay-per-click banner advertising, the same price is going to be there whether you have paid for any other services or not. So the prices are going to be very consistent there. And if you're looking for services that target just the United States, then you can take a look at various different pay-to-click websites. They do offer that kind of advertising, but unless your opportunity is specific to the United States only, I wouldn't rob yourself of some really good people that you could be working with throughout the world, because there's a lot of really good people throughout the entire world within many different countries that could really help build your business and become really great friends for you. The next question says, hi Charles, do you have any personal blog? I used to have a personal blog, but I don't anymore, mainly because nowadays what I use is just AdHit Profits. And let me just show you here really quickly. And this is something that each of you have the ability to do, but it's the forum. So whenever I want to post something like news about AdHip profits, you can go here, and what's kind of neat about this is if you do a Google search for something like has had this many visitors in the last 24 hours, do a quick Google search, that comes up all over the place featuring AdHip profits. So I definitely would recommend that if you want, you can tap into this. It's the same exact strategy as Empower Network with the blogs there, that blogging network there. With a high amount of traffic coming through AdHip profits, if you post in a topic in AdHip profits, then this will probably help you with your search terms as well. And another nice thing about the directory as well is that same thing. For example, just randomly taking this directory listing and doing a Google search, it comes up as the directory on AdHip profits. That person's ad comes up first. So that happens a lot of times with these ads within AdHip profits. It's just helping people get that search engine optimization. So you don't have to get any other kind of blog or anything like that. Blogs definitely help you with the search engine optimization, but if you want a shortcut to that, you can certainly use the topics within AdHip profits or a directory listing as well. What other questions are there on the call tonight? Well, it looks like we've reached all of the questions. One of the things I did want to point out for you is there is the weekly webinar link now on the home page. So you can definitely forward this to people so they can become aware of AdHip profits as well as become invited to AdHip profits webinars. Another thing that you can do is at the end of this URL, if you're able to zoom in on this, is you put a question mark at the end, equal, and your referral ID. So if you put your ref ID at the very end here, and I'll just put a random one, mine I guess, and go to that link, when I go to sign up, it'll then sign up under whoever that is. Okay? And I think this was just a cookie stored on my computer from someone that I was helping earlier today. So that's all that I have for you tonight. I want to thank you very much for being a part of AdHip Profits, and let's get out there, help people see what AdHip Profits can do for them, and help you also get more visitors to your website, whatever it could be. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for being part of AdHip Profits.